Well, we are in the home stretch. Washington is slated to fully reopen by June 30th or sooner if we meet that threshold of 70% of those getting vaccinated in the state. And that's led several of you to ask, if you are vaccinated in a different state but live in Washington, are you included in Washington's vaccination numbers? Let's verify. Let's start with the question. Viewer Gordon writes, while away as a snowbird this winter, my spouse and I received our shots in a different state. We are now back in Washington for the summer and fall. Is it possible or impossible that we are counted in the Washington state vaccination headcount goal? To answer this question, I reached out to the Washington State Department of Health and the Spokane Regional Health District.
Yes, that is a great question. And that is because definitely if you are vaccinated in another state, then it is possible that your vaccination is not being included in the into Washington's vaccination count.
Kelly Hawkins with SRHD says vaccinations are reported differently in every state. Washington uses the Washington Immunization Information System, or IIS.
And so if you receive your vaccination outside of Washington, then that provider did not have the ability to enter it into the IIS. So it's most likely not counted in our numbers.
Shelby Anderson, a public information officer with the State Department of Health, adds Washington would receive the person's vaccination data if the provider they went to participates in data exchange with Washington, is a state that takes part in the IZ Gateway, or if the provider reports the person's vaccination directly to the person's provider in Washington. The IZ Gateway is an online infrastructure that helps with the exchange of immunization data between immunization information systems. But Hawkins with SRHD says there is no guarantee your vaccine records will reach your home state unless you take the steps to make sure they do.
What can you do to make sure you are included in Washington's vaccination count?
Well, you can take your vaccination card or the information you got in the state where you were vaccinated to your local provider here in Washington, and they can access the IIS and update your records.
So we can verify that if you're vaccinated in another state, it is possible your vaccination records will be counted in Washington's vaccination goal, but only if you make sure your provider has your vaccine records. And do you have something you'd like me to verify? Give me a call at the number right there on your screen, and I'll work to answer your questions.